and we'll be starting right in 5 minutes.
Are we live? All right. I hope everyone really enjoyed their dinner. I really can't see any of you, so I'm going to take I'm sensing smiles and good energy from our Dairylicious dinner. I think we need to give our wait staff one more round of applause. We do keep coming back to this venue. There's been a lot of changes in Syracuse lately, but one of the reasons we do is just the phenomenal staff we have here, the way they make us feel so welcome and truly take care of our group, and we really appreciate that. They also allow us to bring in lots of different Dairylicious products, like Good Sport we have in the back for our ambassadors to try on these different innovations that are happening in the industry, so we also love that as well. So welcome to everybody who's joining us on Facebook and YouTube. We're so glad that you could be here this evening with us, and we're ready to dive right in. So at this time, I'm so excited to welcome our contestants for the New York State Dairy Ambassador Competition. And to kick us off, from Cayuga County, we have Morgan Jones, escorted by Rebecca Jones.
Hi, I'm Morgan Jones. I'm Cayuga County's Dairy Ambassador. This year, my favorite promotional event was handing out chocolate milk at the Rory Sparkle Tutu Run in support of research for childhood cancer.
Thank you, Morgan. And next up from Erie County, we have Jocelyn Mess, escorted by Lisa Mesh.
Hello, my name is Jocelyn Mesh. I'm the Erie County Dairy Ambassador. I'm the 17-year-old daughter of Jason and Lisa Mesh. I live on a small dairy farm with my parents and 4 younger siblings in Collins, New York, and I hope to pursue a career in the agricultural industry.
Thank you, Jocelyn. And next, from Montgomery County, we have Elizabeth Handy, escorted by Stacy Handy.
I'm Elizabeth Handy. I live in Montgomery County on a 9-generation dairy farm. I raise and breed Jacob sheep. So far, I have 5 lambs on the ground this year.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And from Onondaga County, we have Isabella Esposito, escorted by Dake Esposito.
Hello, my name is Isabella Esposito, and I'm the 2022-2023 Onondaga County Dairy Ambassador. And my favorite promotional event this year was the ability to work with children at my elementary school to educate them on the importance of dairy within their diets and the importance of exercise through the Fuel Up to Play 60 program.
Thank you, Isabella. And next, from Otsego County, Eliza Showborough, escorted by Jake Showborough.
Hi, I'm Eliza Showborough. I'm from Otsego County, and my favorite promotional event this year was Refuels with Chocolate Milk because I love being known around school as the Chocolate Milk Girl.
And next, from Wyoming County, Megan Youngers, escorted by Brian Youngers.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Megan Youngers. I am from Wyoming County, where we are proud to say we have more cows than people. My parents are Brian and Amy Youngers. I am part of the 5th generation on my family's farm, and my favorite promotion this year has been giving the elementary students at my hometown school a class pet as a dairy calf.
And next, from Rensselaer County, we have Terry Cottrell, escorted by Edward Cottrell.
Hi, my name is Terry Cottrell. I'm from Rensselaer County. My sponsor farm is Copses Dairy Farm, and my favorite promotional event from this year was the annual smoothie contest at our local county fair.
And next from Tioga County, Ariana Amon, escorted by Rebecca Amon.
My name is Ariana Amon. I'm the Tioga County Dairy Ambassador. My parents are Aaron and Becky Amon of AA Dairy. And I'd have to say one very fun fact about me is if I were to be any dairy product, I'd probably be cheese.
Can we give another round of applause for our contestants this evening? Awesome. And at this time, I am very excited to welcome up to the stage our amazing current state ambassador team who has done a phenomenal job promoting dairy across New York State over the last 12 months. So first, I'd like to welcome to the stage your current 2022 to 2023 New York State Second Associate Dairy Ambassador, Annika Donlick, escorted by David Donick. Annika is from Cortland County and lives with her parents, David and Christelle Donlick, and siblings, Elsie and Eli. She is currently enrolled at SUNY Cobleskill, studying animal science with a minor in agriculture education. After college, she plans to find a job that supports the dairy industry. In her free time, she can be found showing cows, studying dairy bull, or spending time with her cats. Your 2022 to 2023 New York State Second Associate Dairy Ambassador, Annika Donlick. Next, I'd like to welcome our 2022 to 2023 New York State First Associate Dairy Ambassador, Katie Jasmine, escorted by Tim Jasmine. Katie resides in Madison County with her parents, Tim and Monica, and her older brother, Zach. Down the road is her family farm, Monofran Farms, located in Canastota. Katie enjoys being a part of her local 4-H club and both the New York Holstein and Jersey associations. In her spare time, Katie enjoys showing her animals, helping around the farm. Katie is also currently a freshman at Syracuse University, where she is studying psychology, neuroscience, with a minor in exercise science. She enjoys running on the track club team, sailing on the SU sail team, and being an ambassador for the university and their clothing line. She has enjoyed her time as the 2022 to 2023 First Associate Dairy Ambassador and will miss everyone she had the pleasure of working with. Your 2022 to 2023 New York State First Associate Dairy Ambassador, Katie Jasmine. And finally, we'd like to welcome the 2022 to 2023 New York State Dairy Ambassador, Gabriella Taylor, escorted by Jonathan Taylor. Gabriella is the 19-year-old daughter of Jonathan and Carrie Taylor. She resides in Newark with her parents and her brother, Luke. Gabriella works on Elvi Farms, where her 11 registered Holsteins are housed. Gabriella has been a part of Dairy Promotion Program for the past 10 years. She is also an active member of the Wayne County 4-H and Wayne, Ontario County Holstein Club and the New York State Junior Holstein Association. Gabriella is currently attending St. Bonaventure University, where she majors in strategic communications. In her collegiate career, she participates in many service activities, such as the Bona Response, the Warming House, and the Cattaraugus County SPCA. Gabriella also has her own podcast called Bonnie's in the Barn, which discusses agriculture and how it impacts the lives of college students. Your 2022 to 2023 New York State Dairy Ambassador, Gabriella Taylor. So at this time, I'd like to give a shout out to, I think, the folks in the room that probably are the most nervous. Sometimes we joke, we know all of our contestants are nervous, but we have assigned our 3 judges with a very hard job. And I can speak to that because over the last 2 days, I've just really been impressed with the caliber of participant here. I can clearly see their passion for dairy. So I want to recognize our amazing slate of judges who certainly don't have an easy task, but we really appreciate appreciate them committing their time and giving us their time over the last 2 days. So with that, first up, I'd like to welcome Anna Richards. Anna Richards is the CEO and founder of 2020 Consulting from Skinny Atlas, New York. Next up, we have Brittany Snyder from Dairy Excellence Foundation in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and also a former dairy promoter herself. And we also have Gail Yizard, a retired University of Maryland alumni relations coordinator from Arnold, Maryland, and also had daughters in the program. So we really appreciate our judges, and one of the things I want to recognize them for is they also gave a lot of extra time to our contestants. I think one of the most positive parts about the program is the professional and personal development that you can kind of take advantage of while you're a dairy ambassador, and I'm sure our contestants can agree. Their judges gave their time just to provide feedback that I think you can take on in the rest of your life, so really appreciate you for that. So moving on to our awards portion, so exciting. So over the last 2 days, it hasn't all been fun and games, although our red carpet event last night was pretty fun. My white blazer didn't quite make it out alive with my pink boa, but worth the sacrifice. I'm here for it because we had a fun time. But we've also been working really hard on different contests. We had our written communications test, we had our product knowledge test, our speech contest, as well as interviews with the judges. So this evening, we want to take the opportunity to recognize our contestants that placed in the top in each of these categories. So wasting no time, we're going to kick it off with our speech winners. And our speech winners tonight are actually going to be coming up here and sharing their speeches all with us, and I'm very excited. So first up, from Onondaga County, we have Isabella Esposito.
How can one word change the way we look at things? Influence. The dictionary definition is the capacity or power of people or things to be a compelling force or produce effects on the actions, behaviors, or opinions of others. Hello, my name is Isabella Esposito, and I am the 2022-2023 Onondaga County Dairy Ambassador. And I want to talk to you about the ability we have as promoters to influence a plethora of people. Providing accurate information to consumers we engage with is essential to representing the dairy farmers properly. Educating consumers in an easy-to-understand way is important in order to communicate with and influence as many as possible. Dairy farmers work extremely hard every single day. It's crucial for the public to understand how well the farmers care for their cows, their environment, and work so hard to produce such a wholesome, nutritious product. Unfortunately, studies show that an average consumer is 3 to 4 generations removed from a farm. This means that people don't know where their food comes from, or their information is coming from misinformed sources. When speaking with Johanna Bozzard, it is vital for farmers and promoters to continue to educate an abundance of people, and social media is key to reaching them with the correct information. Since 97% of teens use at least one form of social media, it's beneficial to use the platforms to answer questions that people have about the dairy industry. Informing the younger generations helps them in becoming educated consumers. 2 examples of social media influencers that have impacted so many within our state are the New York Farm Girls and Barbland and White Eagle Dairy. Both were driven by the idea of educating as many consumers as possible and were inspired to start numerous social media platforms when they realized the amount of misinformation people put on the internet about the dairy industry. The New York Farm Girls began posting about controversial topics within society regarding the dairy industry. But over time, they decided to focus more on the basics and educate consumers on their everyday lives as farmers, which is similar to the strategy used by Barbland and White Eagle Dairy. They both continue to produce varied and relevant content, ranging from the application of nutrients on fields to feeding calves. When speaking with Johanna Bozer, the social media manager of Barbland and White Eagle Dairy, she spoke about the importance of engaging with consumers rather than just reaching them. While reaching people is good, engaging with them is better because it signifies the amount of people genuinely processing the information. As promoters of the dairy industry, we are responsible for the education of consumers. Modifying the ways that we educate, depending on society, is important to continue to engage with consumers. Social media continues to lead the way in the promotion of the dairy industry and how it provides information. If promoters and farmers continue to utilize social media in a variety of ways, we have the ability to influence so many as advocates of the dairy industry. How will you use your influence to educate consumers? Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Isabella. And next up from Otsego County, we have Elizabeth Schoborough.
It's Eliza, by the way.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You know, I thought, I was like, at some point, I'm going to get somebody's names wrong.
Okay. In a world without dairy, nothing would be quite the same. From the small scale to the large, everything is a bit different if dairy were gone. Okay. Hi, I'm Eliza Schoborough, the Otsego County Dairy Ambassador. I'm a junior at Worcester Central School, where I am active in several school activities, including being a 3-sport athlete, president of Honor Society, and a student council representative. For the past 6 years, I have been active in my 4-H group and have shown dairy cows at several shows. While I was not born into dairy, it found a way into my products. Our way of life would be different. Lose sight of how important the dairy industry truly is. If only dairy were to disappear, would people realize what they lost? Let's start with a trip to the grocery store. There would be no running down the frozen food aisle and begging your parents to buy you your favorite flavor of ice cream. The string cheese your mom put in your lunch every day? Gone. No need to get chocolate powder so you could have chocolate milk with dinner. All of these things that we did when we were younger were centered around the availability of dairy. As we grow into adulthood, these items remain a staple on our shopping list. Not only are these foods delicious to eat, but they also contain tons of benefits. For example, did you know that milk contains 13 essential nutrients? These nutrients fuel the body so well, in fact, that it is scientifically proven that chocolate milk after exercise helps with muscle recovery, in addition to replenishing what the body loses during exercise. Milk also builds strong bones and boosts the immune system. And dairy provides a pure and natural way to consume what the body needs to thrive. Now, let's recall some of the best times of our lives. Ice cream sundaes at the end of a sports season, or while watching Netflix with your bestie on a hot summer night. What about coming out of your room in the middle of the night to get a warm glass of milk to soothe you to sleep? Coming home after a bad day to your mom making grilled cheese sandwiches because she knows they're your favorite. How soon we forget that without dairy, all of these happy moments are nothing but a fantasy. As someone who was not raised directly on a farm, I can understand the potential disconnect some may feel between the farming and non-farming communities. It is hard for any of us to understand a different way of life when we are limited to one single perspective. For example, it is often overlooked how much time and attention farmers put into their animals. The dairy products you consume every day are produced as a result of the care that farmers show these animals. These farmers work day in and day out to ensure that all of their animals are cared for in a quality way. In turn, the milk that these animals produce allow farmers to earn a livelihood. As you can see, the relationship between farmer and animal is one of mutual benefit in addition to being filled with love. Finally, it's time to take a look at the effect the loss of the dairy industry would have on jobs. There are over 600 million people who live and work on the 133 million dairy farms across the world. That means over 8% of the population relies on the dairy industry for work. And that's only talking about farmers, not the countless others who are part of the production process. Not only do these farmers work hard, but they truly love what they do. These men and women take care of the land in addition to providing the market with various goods that you enjoy every day. A vital part of a farmer's job is to preserve the land in order to provide the stable environment their animals need to flourish. In a farmer's hands, you can easily trust that your food comes from a good place. As you can see, a world without dairy is no place to be. There are many aspects of the industry that people always fail to see. People who do not always realize the positive impact dairy has on their lives, but it's always there. The dairy industry has a way of bringing people together no matter your walk of life. Furthermore, the dairy industry helps to grow and sustain the environment so that future generations may enjoy the many benefits of dairy. For all these reasons, and many more, the world needs dairy, and that's for sure. Thank you.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, from Erie County, Jocelyn Mesh.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jocelyn Mesh. I'm the Erie County Dairy Ambassador, and I like to talk about cows and the amazing product that they make. Today, I'll be talking to you about why milk is good for you. But first, I have an important question. Does anyone here like superheroes? If you do you have a favorite superhero? Maybe they're super strong, super smart, or super fast. Maybe they're super good-hearted, caring for those around them. Well, I like superheroes. One of my favorite superheroes is Batman. He is my favorite because he's strong, buff, smart, and he has a pretty cool outfit. He even wears a cape. Another reason why I like Batman is because he likes to drink milk. It's true. I even have a picture. Milk is a superfood, having a wonderful balance of proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and water. In fact, milk is nature's most nearly perfect food. We can call it super milk. It is packed with 13 essential nutrients that will help make you strong, fast, and smart, like your favorite superhero. These 13 essential nutrients are calcium, phosphorus, potassium, vitamin D, vitamin A, zinc, selenium, riboflavin, pantothenic acid, niacin, vitamin B12, protein, and iodine. All these nutrients will come to the rescue, helping your bodies grow and stay healthy. No superhero works alone, right? They have sidekicks and other superheroes helping them. All of the 13 essential nutrients found in milk work together to help save the day. These nutrients give your body the ability for super speed, super strength, super smarts, and super healthy powers. Calcium, phosphorus, potassium, and vitamin D can build super strength. Calcium and phosphorus help your body build strong bones, including your teeth. Their sidekicks are potassium and vitamin D. Potassium builds strong muscles on those strong bones. Vitamin D then helps our bones absorb all the calcium and phosphorus that they need. Does anyone here like being sick? I don't, but never fear, because vitamin A, zinc, and selenium are here. These nutrients help build your immunity to fight off nasty germs so that you can stay healthy and happy. Not only do they terrify nasty germs, but vitamin A, zinc, and selenium help keep your skin healthy too. Need a boost of energy? Watch out. Here comes riboflavin, pantothenic acid, and niacin. These nutrients make energy out of the food you eat. As long as you have these 3 energy boosters, you will have enough super energy to get you through your day. What is one of the most important organs in your body? Your heart. Superheroes can't care for others if they don't have a good heart. How do we keep our hearts healthy? With vitamin B12 and potassium, of course. Like I mentioned earlier, potassium builds and cares for our muscles. Our heart is a muscle, and a very important one too. Potassium cares for our heart, while vitamin B12 keeps our blood healthy and helpful. What if our superhero gets hurt? We're going to need some healing powers. Protein is responsible for building muscle, bone, and skin cells. Thanks to the amino acids found in protein, you can grow and heal these tissues while you exercise. Quite often, our superhero needs a super smart strategy. Iodine can pack a helpful punch. Proper amounts of iodine play a big role in brain development and focus. So let iodine in super milk help you develop your next strategy. Whether you need a boost of energy, stronger bones and muscles, healthy immunity, or smarter thinking, milk and all your favorite dairy products are the perfect choice to get these 13 essential nutrients. So grab 3 daily servings of dairy and let these nutrients help save your day. Thank you.
Whew. I think we should give him one more round of applause, because I can tell you, it's not easy being up here. It's nerve-wracking. That spotlight's, whew, it's blinding. So our next area of awards is the written communications test. So another, thing that we tasked these contestants with was to write an update for farmers, right, for you all, so that they could go out into their communities and keep farmers up to date on the programming that they're doing and the programming they're doing alongside ADA-NE. So with that, in no particular order, and also receiving a $100 scholarship, are our Written Communications Test Award winners. First up, from Rensselaer County, Terry Cottrell. And you can just stand up and as I recognize folks. Awesome. And you can stay standing. Yeah, this is your moment to shine. Let's go. And next up, Eliza Schoberl from Otsego County. And lastly, Morgan Jones from Cayuga County. Thank you so much, and great work this week. Next up, we have our Product Knowledge Awards. So another area we tested our contestants on is their knowledge of the products that they're promoting and the industry and its practices. So also receiving a $100 scholarship, and in no particular order, we have Isabella Esposito from Onondaga County, joined by Elizabeth Handy from Montgomery County, and Ariana Amon from Tioga County. Amazing work. So next, oh no, if I didn't misplace it, hold that thought. Told you, it's disheveling being up here sometimes. So we are now very excited to move on to the next step of our competition, where all of our contestants will have the opportunity to do an extemporaneous question. So with that, I'm going to ask all of our contestants, except for Miss Morgan Jones, to leave the room. They're going to our super secret location. That one's working. All right, well, we'll give them some time to move because we don't want anyone to get, ahead, right? All right. So real quick, I'm going to do a drawing for just one door prize while we're waiting for our folks to get to our super secret room, aka the bathroom. All right, everyone. I'm just going to read the last three numbers. We have 506. 506. And raise your hand. Kate will come find you. Awesome. All right, how are we looking out there, Brielle? Is it safe? Not yet? Okay. We're good? All right. Well, join me up here, Morgan. All right, so I have our impromptu question here. I'm going to read it twice so you have time to take it in, and then you'll have time to respond for our audience. A farmer comes up to you and says they're interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but they haven't publicly done it before. What are the first three things you would recommend they do to get started on telling their story? Again, a farmer comes up to you and they say they're interested in showcasing their farm to the public. They want to start telling their story, but they haven't done it before publicly. What are the first three things you would recommend they do to get started sharing their story?
If I was approached by a farmer who wanted to share their story, I would first tell them to emphasize the fact that they care for their environment and do the best they can to take the greatest care of their environment. Next, I would help them to make sure that they emphasize that they take great care of their animals. And then lastly, I would help them to emphasize the fact that they make nature's almost perfect food, milk, and it has great nutrition with the 13 essential nutrients.
Awesome. Thank you, Morgan. All right, we're going to send off our next contestant. In the meantime, get those tickets ready. Okay. And the last three numbers are, that question wants to keep running away from me. Goodness gracious. 513. 513. Oh no, this looks like I rigged it. That's not my brother. Ooh. I promise I didn't. All right, come on up, George. Pick a prize. Oh, he's bringing moral support. I like it. All right, go on and grab your prize. Come on in, Jocelyn. I tell you, this question is so good, it wants to run away. Keeps slipping out of my hands. All right, so I have a question here. I'm going to read it twice so you have time to think about it and then respond for our audience. Okay. A farmer comes up to you and they say they're interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but they haven't done so publicly before. What are the first three things you would recommend they do to get started on telling their story? Again, a farmer comes up to you and they say they're interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but they haven't done so before publicly. What are the first three things you would recommend they do to get started in their storytelling journey?
The first three things I would tell this farmer to do is to maybe set up a social media platform and list how they care for their cows on their farm, also how they care for the land. Different ways that they could care for the cows on the farm, like having fans in the barns during the summertime, or different ways that they could care for the land by using manure as a natural fertilizer. Another thing that they should probably mention is the 13 essential nutrients found in milk that help the body grow and stay healthy.
Thank you so much. All right, we're good. We'll send off for the next one. Get those tickets ready. Let's see. Okay, last 3 digits, 488. Just come on up. Kate's up here front. Don't be shy. Get your prize. Or what did I see? I'm a little blinded, so did I get anybody or no? No takers? All right. Me, 488? No? All right, that's okay. That's okay. 481. 481? Oh, come on up. Come on up. Come get your prize. Yo, these ladies are speed walkers. I had a lot of prizes. I was like ready. All right, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. You're the one that just ran a marathon. Goodness gracious, you got here in no time flat. All right, so I have a question here. I'm going to read it 2 times so you have time to take it in and then respond for our audience. Here we go. A farmer comes to you and they say they're interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but they haven't done so publicly before. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey? Again, a farmer comes to you and they say they're interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but haven't done so before publicly. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey?
If a farmer were to come up to me and ask what I recommend for them to start telling the world on how great they take care of the land and their animals, I would suggest they go and find someone who can help them with their social media, because that stuff can be very complicated. Then I would tell them to start by telling people how great milk is for them and the many nutritional benefits it has with all 13 nutrients. Then I would have them go and highlight the amazing ways they take care of their animals and why that's so important. And then they can always go on and tell about environmental health and how they protect it, because everybody's worried about it these days. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. All right, get those tickets ready. Okay. 471. 471? Awesome, come on up, get a prize. I'm gonna try to slip in 2 this time before these fast folks join us. All right, one more, 538, 538. Oh, nice one. Okay, come on up and grab your prize. And here comes our next contestant, Isabella. I said these last couple ladies, and yourself included, you guys are speed demons. You're wasting no time.
We practice our speed walk.
I appreciate that. I really do, because as we know, my jokes fall flat in this room. So I have a question here. I'm going to read it twice so you can take it in and then respond to our audience. A farmer comes to you and they say they're interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story but haven't done so publicly before. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey? A farmer comes to you and they say they're interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but they haven't done so publicly before. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey?
I would speak to the farmer about the ability they have to use social media. I would tell them to get opinions from other farmers that have used social media. Start there. I would tell them the ways that they can influence different people through different social media platforms. And then I would speak to them on the points they should hit within those social media platforms. The way they care for their land, the way they care for their cows, and the 13 essential nutrients within the wholesome, nutritious product they create. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabella. All right, we're still good on prizes over there? Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. 443. 443? Come on up, get your prize. All right, let's see if we can sneak another one in here. All right. 449. 449? Perfect. Awesome. Hi, Eliza. Come on up. Come on up. All right. So I have my question here. I'm going to read it twice. So you have time to take it in and then respond for our audience. Ready? Yep. Okay. A farmer comes to you and they say they're interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but they haven't done so publicly before. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey? Again, a farmer comes to you and they say they are interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but haven't done so publicly before. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey?
If they wanted to start on their storytelling journey, I would recommend that they start with a virtual farm tour, because that can display both animal stewardship and environmental stewardship by showing how they take care of the environment around them, including planting. And then they could also show animal stewardship by showing them like the cows and like their milking system. In addition to, and showing the milking system, they could also show the perfect product of milk, which contains 13 essential nutrients. Thank you.
Thank you, Eliza. All right. Trying to shake them up in between, I promise. All right. 5 to 8. 5 to 8. We got someone? Oh, wonderful. All right, one more. We'll sneak one more in. Okay. We have 483. 483? Any takers? 483? No? All right, one more. 523. 523. There we go. Awesome. Come on up, Megan. Join me right up front here. All right, so I have a question here. I'm going to read it 2 times for you to take it in and then respond to our audience. A farmer comes to you and they say they're interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but they haven't done so publicly before. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey? Again, a farmer comes to you and they say they are interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but they haven't done so before publicly. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey?
Farmers telling their story is one of the most important things a farmer can do. There are so many different ways to do so. Social media is a very prominent thing in this day and age to consumers of so many ages. Starting your own social media page is one way to convey your story and show that farmers are environmental stewards, they care for their animals, and produce a wholesome, nutritious product. Advocating to consumers of all ages is important. So starting at a young age is very important. Little kids are like sponges. They soak up everything. Starting by advocating to young-aged children through school programs and farm tours are a great way to do this, starting at a young age of consumers, conveying your story to all ages of consumers. Third thing you can do to show your story is to be present in public. Whether you're at the grocery store, walking through the dairy aisle, and you see someone who may be confused, you can take that initiative to help them understand where their products are coming from, understand that these nutritious products come from a farmer who cares. Put your face on your products, show that you are an environmental steward and you care for your animals to give the public these amazing dairy products.
Thank you. How are we looking over there in the corner? I think people are still excited, so I hope we still have prizes. All right, 511. 511, come on up. Awesome. How many we got left, Kate? Can I do one more? Oh, yeah. All right. We have 518. 518? I'm trying. I'm getting a lot of back-end deals to pull people's cards, so. That one come through? Okay, I think that one was a dud. Okay, one more. Oh, just kidding. You'll have to wait till next time. Come on in, Terry. Come on up. How was the walk? Pretty good? I'm telling you, you guys are killing it. So you're making my job easy. I have a question here. I'm going to read it twice, and then you can respond to the audience. So a farmer comes to you, and they say they're interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but they haven't done so publicly before. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey? One more time. A farmer comes to you, and they say they are interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story, but haven't done so publicly before. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey?
I would first recommend that they create a social media page. It doesn't really depend on the platform. Just make sure that you have the right audience. I would recommend that they make sure that they get the right talking points out. Talk about how they care for their animals, how they care for the environment, and how they practice good practices at their farm. And then I would recommend that they make sure to inform the public on all the benefits that milk and dairy products have for them.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, all right. Oh, I have that one drawn. Here we go. 463. 463. Anyone? Any takers? All right, all right. 519. 519, come on up. If I called your number, come on up to our prize corner. Don't be shy. All right, oh, awesome. Yeah, we can clap. Love it. All right, here we go. Come on up, Ariana. All right, so I have my question here. I'm going to read it twice for you to take it in and then respond to our audience. A farmer comes to you and they say they are interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story but haven't done so publicly before. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey? A farmer comes to you and they say they are interested in showcasing their farm to the general public. They want to start telling their story but haven't done so publicly before. What are the first 3 things you would recommend they do to get started on their storytelling journey?
Thank you. If I were ever approached by a farmer and they asked me this question, I think I would want to have them start with telling the public what they do by caring for their animals, keeping them clean and healthy and fed, but also by taking care of the environment and making sure it's sustainable for the next generation. That's, in my opinion, one of the most important things farmers do is they prepare the next generation to come and keep everything good and healthy for them. But also they create wonderful, nutritious food for all of us. And these 3 points are something they should all talk about when they're going out and reaching into the public, because we can do a lot as ambassadors, but farmers are what really matter in this program. So they definitely should start with those 3 things. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. So at this time, I'm going to excuse our judges to go make their very difficult decision for the evening. All right, so now we're going to head into another portion of our evening where we do a couple other recognition awards. So at this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage my colleague, Director of Consumer Confidence, Beth Meyer, who also manages the New York State Dairy Ambassador Program.
And we're going to move this way down. Okay. So, thanks, Em. I really appreciate everyone taking time out of their schedule to be with us here tonight on this fantastic evening. Now it's time to recognize some truly amazing people who are here with us tonight. The Golden Cow Award is given each year to recognize outstanding service and dedication to local dairy promotion in New York State. This year's recipient of the Golden Cow Award has been a committee member since 2014. She co-chaired the committee from 2015 to 2020. She's been county chair since that time. She was nominated by her county ambassador, who sings her praises. She's always finding new activities to help us promote dairy, whether that's investigating new events or looking for new ways for us to advertise. She's approachable, willing to answer any questions we might have or help us find the answer. Her flexibility in moving meeting times, even if it means we're just finding 10 minutes in the middle of the 4-H show for all of us to get together, helps all of us stay on track. All in all, Cayuga County Chairperson Molly Serenga is just amazing. Miss Molly, please join me on the stage to accept your Golden Cow Award. Yes. And Morgan, if you could join me as well. There you are. Yeah. Go ahead. Get next to Molly. Now aren't you glad you found a babysitter? Okay. All right. Next up is the Promoter of the Year Award. The Promoter of the Year recognizes a county that has done an outstanding job promoting milk and dairy products. The Promoter of the Year Award is presented in memory of Robert S. Turner, a former American Dairy Association Dairy Council Chief Executive Officer and dairy farmer who was a strong supporter of the dairy promotion program. This $500 award is presented jointly by American Dairy Association Northeast and the Turner family to the County Promotion Program. Lily Crane, the 2021-2022 Wyoming County Dairy Promoter, has been named the Promoter of the Year. Throughout the year, Lily and her team completed 639 school programs, achieved 102 public relations placements, and attended 76 consumer outreach events. Lily is unable to be here with us tonight. Accepting the award in her honor is Sarah True from Wyoming County. Miss Sarah? The $500 Leo Briggs Memorial American Dairy Association Northeast Scholarship is awarded to a college student who has completed 1 year of post-secondary education and is from the American Dairy Association Northeast region. In keeping with the intent of Mr. Briggs' legacy and American Dairy Association Northeast, applicants must have exhibited leadership in dairy promotion. This year's recipient is a sophomore at Cornell University, where he studies animal science with a concentration in dairy. He is a research assistant in the Dairy Science Laboratory and participates in the New York State Junior Holstein and New York State 4-H judging programs. Aiden says he wants to pursue a career in agriculture because there is a need to feed the growing population and to feed them sustainably. Specifically within the field of dairy nutrition, there are significant opportunities to increase animal efficiency while also increasing output, which I have seen up close through my lab experience over the past year. Considering there are more than 800 million people in the world who go to bed hungry each night, I see boundless opportunity to go out in the world and enact positive change. To honor Mr. Briggs' legacy, this year ADA Northeast awards the scholarship to Aiden Ainsley of Otsego County. And I'll turn things back over to Emma.
Awesome. Thanks, Beth. All right. Our next scholarship is the $1,000 Dawn Hoopert Memorial Scholarship. For those of you who had the privilege of knowing Dawn, she worked on behalf of dairy farmers for more than 20 years with American Dairy Association Northeast. And for the last 10 years of her career here, she gave so much energy, passion, vigor, and creativity. Oh, I can never get through this one. To the Dairy Ambassador program. And I think one of the most special things about Dawn is that she wanted anyone who had passion for dairy to feel welcome in this program. And I think she would be so proud of the groups of contestants that have come since her time not being here with the program. And just really proud of the openness you all have with each other, the warmth and kindness that you have as well. And one of her favorite things to say was always leave a little sparkle wherever you go. So for those of us who knew her, and maybe for those of us who never got that honor, just think about that as you leave here tonight. How can you leave a little sparkle in someone's day? And I'm going to stop talking about Dawn because I'm probably going to start crying. So we're going to move on to this year's recipient. This year's recipient is a junior at SUNY Cobleskill and is involved with the Dairy Cattle Club and Sigma Alpha Agricultural Sorority. She has been an active member of 4-H for 11 years and the New York Junior Halsting Association. She has also taken honors at the 2021 National 4-H Dairy Quiz Bowl contest and the National Dairy Management Contest. In her essay, she writes, "Without dairy promotion influencing me at an early age, I would have no access to agriculture events that I have had success in. I was able to win the National Dairy Quiz Bowl and do well in the show ring and commit to a career in agriculture and the greatest achievements of my life, all because of dairy promotion." So we are proud to honor Dawn's legacy by presenting this award to our very own second Associate Alternate Ambassador, Annika Donlick. All right, so next I would like to introduce actually the fearless leader of industry relations. Activities that ADANE has been up to on your behalf over the last year.
Good evening. My goodness, that's a very bright light shining on me. So I hope I don't fall off here. Welcome. You had a lot of welcomes, but I want to say again, welcome, and thank you all for being part of this evening here tonight. It's my pleasure again to welcome you. And as Emma said, I do have the pleasure of leading the industry relations team here at American Dairy Association Northeast. I've also been, like many of you, a dairy promoter all of my life. Along the way, I've been a dairy farmer, and I'm really proud to have worked for dairy checkoff and promotion programs for many, many years. And so with that, I want to take a few moments because our judges still need a little bit more time to make their tough decision. And I want to give you an update on what's been happening with American Dairy Association Northeast and the work that we do on behalf of all dairy farmers. The reason we're here is to build demand and sales of milk and dairy products and bolster the image of dairy farmers and the industry. We're so happy to have all of these very talented young people as part of that, as well as all of the young promoters that are in your counties across the state as part of that. I do want to introduce you right off the bat. We have a new leader at American Dairy Association Northeast. Some of you might remember Rick Noxie, who was our CEO for many years. Well, he retired this summer, and our board of directors hired a person named John Chrisman. This is John right up here. And John is a 20-plus year employee of American Dairy Association and really brings a lot of enthusiasm and passion to promoting dairy to this role. So if you haven't had a chance chance to meet him yet. I know that he would love to have a conversation with every one of you, so I hope that works out sometime. And I also just wanted to give a heads up. There are a number of our staff members here in the audience. You've seen them bouncing about doing a lot of different things, but I just really want to give them all the credit for the work that goes on all year long to put promotion programs out there to work on behalf of dairy farmers, and for this special event here tonight, just making everything flow so smoothly. Okay. I just wanted to show you the region that American Dairy Association covers. A few years ago, we had a consolidation and a couple promotion groups came together to make our region even larger, but that made our program even stronger. Our boards of directors decided that this would be the best way for us to move forward, to have a strong voice in the marketplace. Throughout this area, there are about 9,000 dairy farms, but more importantly, there are 50 million consumers. That's million. You know, we've got some major metropolitan areas, New York City, and then down to Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and lots of other metro areas and many people. So we have a lot of consumers, and we see that as a huge opportunity to tell dairy's story to each one of them. Now, dairy farmers fund the Dairy Checkoff program, and that's how funding comes down to American Dairy Association. So we're all working for dairy farmers. Many of you and many others that aren't in this room, farmers fund promotion programs through the checkoff at a rate of 15 cents per hundredweight based on the amount of milk you produce. Locally, 10 cents of that comes down in part to American Dairy Association Northeast, and then 5 cents of that goes nationally. Through American Dairy Association Northeast, we pair up that dime and nickel so that whole 15 cents works as efficiently and as effectively as possible on behalf of farmers. And the checkoff is not only farmer funded, but it is farmer directed. Dairy farmers from throughout the region represent all dairy farmers on our boards of directors to make those decisions on the vision and the strategies that we put in place throughout the year. We have a couple of our board members who are here tonight. I think Emma recognized them earlier, but we've got Joni Smith over here, and I think in the back, George Andrew is also here. So we appreciate their leadership as well as the others that are representing the farmers across the region. You know, when we have the promotion programs, there is what I'll call a lot of money collected to promote dairy on behalf of farmers. But when you look at that 50 million people, remember that number? 50 million consumers. That comes down to less than 50 cents per person that American Dairy has to invest to reach all of those consumers. So we have to prioritize so that we can get the greatest results. And I want to show you this chart because this is indicative of results. The Dairy Checkoff was started nationally in 1984, so we're coming up on 39 years. Back when the checkoff started, per capita consumption of all dairy was 543 pounds. So that's per person, the amount of dairy that every American consumes over the course of the year, whether it's milk or cheese or yogurt or ice cream and so on. 543. Look how that chart moves ahead to more recently, like to last year, 667 pounds per person, an increase of 94 pounds per person in dairy consumption over that period of time. So Americans are consuming more dairy. And you know, over that period of time, we're producing billions of pounds more milk. So be proud of that. And I think you can, you know, pat yourselves on the back because all of you have been funding the work to make that happen. All of you have been promoters and advocates back in your counties making that happen, and you've been inspiring these young people who are up here on the stage who now are helping to make that happen. So thank you very much for all you've done to really support the industry that you love as well as what we love. One of the programs that we do, well, I guess I'll start with partnerships. Partnerships have become very important to Dairy Checkoff and dairy promotion. You know, I talked about being able to stretch those funds so that we can be as effective as we can for farmers, and working with partners, other organizations and companies that have the same goals and want to have similar things happening that we can work together with and use some of their money to meet the objectives that we want to meet, to sell more dairy. And some of the companies that I'm talking about are the ones on the slides right up here. Fast food restaurants like Domino's Pizza, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Taco Bell. Companies like this are selected for partnerships with Checkoff because they are ones who, number one, are in front of millions of consumers every day, offering items that include a lot of dairy on their menus, and they're ones that are willing to invest in the infrastructure necessary in order to have dairy items on their menu. A few examples: Pizza Hut, Domino's, they are putting more cheese on pizzas than they ever did before. Did you know that 25% of the cheese in the US is the pizza cheese and it's served on pizzas? McDonald's, 80% of the items on the McDonald's menu contain dairy. It didn't just happen. That was because of the partnerships that was fostered through Dairy Checkoff, where we have dairy food scientists working in the test and development kitchens of these companies, so helping them to decide when they want to put a new item on their menu, how it can contain dairy in a new and different way. Taco Bell, they used to have a little bit of cheese as a garnish on a taco. Now cheese is an ingredient in a main entree. And, you know, back to McDonald's, the coffee beverages, the lattes, they're half milk, fluid milk. So these are just one way that we're using partners to sell a lot more dairy. I wanted to mention exports because the U.S. Dairy Export Council was founded by Dairy Checkoff and is funded in part by Checkoff along with many member organizations. Exports, what that organization does is foster exports of U.S. produced dairy to other countries, so the sale is outside of the United States. In 2022, nearly 18% of the dairy produced in the United States was sold in overseas markets. So that's 1 day out of every 6 the production. So that really has helped the dairy economy. Locally, American Dairy Association Northeast has several strategies to reach consumers to foster both sales as well as positive communication about dairy. And we really try to involve our dairy ambassadors in a number of different ways, as much as we can, so that we're all telling that same consistent story to consumers over and over again. We work in schools. A lot of the dairy ambassadors do programs in schools. We have staff people who work closely with school decision makers and school food service personnel to help keep dairy front and center, top of mind, as they look to make sure that their menus not only meet the standards they need to meet the school lunch program, but also show them how dairy can be a part of that. We encourage schools to offer flavored milk if they don't already, because most of the milk kids consume in schools is flavor. That's what they like the best. Virtual farm tours is also another program that we have in schools. We started these back in 2018. In fact, Emma was the one that spearheaded that program back when we started them. But we started those as a way to get more and more kids to have an on-farm experience. There are so many challenges, even still today, with getting kids out of the metro areas to be actually on farm. And so we, devised this way so that we can get thousands of kids to go on a virtual farm tour, rather than maybe having 30 or 50 come on a farm one at a time. So these have been very well received by schools. We have classroom lessons that support them so that the Common Core standards are being taught, and a lot of really great things. We have involved some dairy ambassadors in some of the behind the scenes work for the virtual farm tours so that they can see how all that works, and we encourage the ambassadors to go into their schools and watch a farm tour with a group of kids, and then they can answer questions and really have an even more enriching experience for the kids. Selling milk and promoting milk at the retail level has become something that we really feel is vitally important, because 80% of the milk, 70% of the cheese, and 70% of the yogurt and 30% of the cheese are sold at retail, grocery stores, supermarkets, and so on. So we want to be in that space. And with that, we help to make sure that milk has the attention that it needs, calling out the real dairy in the dairy aisle and helping those retailers to make sure that the dairy case is clean, cold, and well stocked. Our consumer communications, we are literally reaching millions of Americans across our service region every day with positive messages about milk and dairy products through our various consumer communications channels. That's through social media, traditional media, through relationships with health professionals, and through these dairy ambassadors. as we do this kind of work, we always really try to affirm our strategy that we want people to understand the good care that farmers give to their animals, the great care they give to the environment and taking care of their land and water, and the healthy, nutritious product they produce. That animal care, environmental stewardship, health and wellness, that goes across all the things that we do. And I want you to realize every one of these young ladies up here tonight, when they answered that impromptu question, every single one of them talked about animal care, environmental stewardship, and the health and nutrition of dairy. These guys are good. They are spot on. So we really appreciate their support in everything we do. Our sports marketing is another program that we do with schools, giving information to coaches throughout the year, and then being at the high school athletic championships. I think Annika, Gabby, and Katie can tell you about some experiences they had where they served chocolate milk to these high school athletes sometimes this year, and that really goes a long way to, again, extend that message to students about milk. I talked about partners. We have developed partnerships with a number of environmental organizations. Same thing, helping those groups that can sometimes have impact on environmental policies that farms might adhere to, and helping them understand that dairy farmers have been environmental stewards for decades with the practices they have to take great care of the land and the water. Our Issues in Crisis Preparedness program, if this is something you haven't heard about, that's probably a good thing. We are literally monitoring 24/7 issues that are happening in the media, traditional media, social media. What are people talking about that might affect dairy that could be something that we would have to deal with? And then looking at what needs to be responded to, what maybe is something we don't want to give any additional media attention to, or what's something that could really bubble up into a crisis situation. Just today, there was an article in a newspaper in one of our metro areas where we crafted a letter to the editor that in a day or so, a registered dietitian will be helping to place in that media paper. So those letters are usually not signed by an American Dairy Association employee, but they're signed by, again, one of the partners that we work with who wants to support and add their credentials to make sure that we maintain dairy. And so with this, I hope this has given you a little bit of insight of some of the work that's happening every day, all year long on your behalf, because our staff really does enjoy what they do. They love speaking up for dairy and working on your behalf. I encourage you to, tell other people what's happened here tonight about these great ambassadors and about the programs that they're involved in, and others work on their behalf. And if you're interested in knowing more about what's happening with that 15 cents, we try to make that as readily available as possible. We've got a Dairy Checkoff podcast. We've got a Facebook group called American Dairy Engage. We've got a twice weekly e-blast that you can subscribe to. A website is americandairy.com. So please take advantage of some of those. Please see any of our staff tonight or me if you want to have any more information about those. And with that, I'll just say thank you. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your support of all the young dairy promoters that we have who are in the room and those that aren't here in the room. And thank you for producing that quality product and for everything you do every day on your farms. Thank you.
All right, Kate, do we still have prizes over there? Are we good? Do we want prizes? Do we want to? I think, you know what? Yeah, I'm in charge. We want prizes. All right. I want everyone to go home with good vibes and lots of milk swag. So here we go. 468. 468? Come on up. How many more do we have left? I want to make sure we... One more? All right. 514. 514? Oh, that back table again. That young gentleman, he did pay me. So I'm just disclosing that. This is a paid partnership that's happening. All right, perfect. So one of the really cool things that all of our dairy ambassadors get to do is make friends with each other and hang out with each other and grow together and learn from each other and together throughout the last year, whether that's at seminar, Dairy Day at the New York State Fair, or if they're collaborating with their neighboring county on different promotions. So one of the things we ask them to do as a peer group is nominate one of their fellow peers who maybe inspires them, whether it's to stay positive or bring creative ideas to what they're doing. It can really be anything, but someone who always just seems to find the bright side of things. So this year, nominated by her fellow peers, who will be receiving a $100 scholarship for our Inspire Award, is Morgan Jones from Cayuga County. Congratulations, Morgan. Awesome. So we are starting to wrap up our night, but I really want to give some time to one last special guest. And that person is our current New York State Dairy Ambassador, who has truly worked hard with her team to really promote dairy for you over the last year. So come on up, Gabby, and we're excited to hear from you.
Thank you, Emma. Whew, okay. After 10 years of dairy promotion in this program, I cannot believe this is my farewell. I started as an ambassador in the Wayne County Dairy Promotion Program when I was 10 years old, but my excitement for the program began long before then. I can proudly say that this program has impacted me the most of the many that I have been a part of. When I was 12, I heard a guest speaker talk about her career in agricultural communications. Before this, all I wanted as a little girl was to hold the dairy ambassador position forever, but I did not know of a career that mimicked this role. Since that moment, I've been set on a degree in communications to better advocate for our dairy farmers. This program sparked my passion for communicating with consumers about this fantastic industry. I have learned incredibly valuable skills such as public speaking, written communications, time management, organization, interview skills, and most importantly, how to be a storyteller. I have had an incredible year representing dairy farmers from across the state. We portrayed farmers' environmental stewardship, care for their animals, and the nutritional value of dairy. This was accomplished through many events, such as the virtual farm tours, beef on dairy recipes, the New York State Basketball Championships, the butter sculpture unveiling, and Dairy Day at the New York State Fair, to name a few. I was able to tell your story in all types of media, from Orchard Park to Glens Falls. With that being said, I have many people to show my appreciation to tonight. First and foremost, thank you to my family, who have always supported and encouraged me in my dreams. I appreciate all the times you challenged me, proofread my speeches, and acted as my chauffeur. Without you, I would not be in this role. I would not have started a social media dedicated to agriculture, and I would not have the podcast at Bonaventure. You are my biggest cheerleaders and the best people to bounce ideas off of. Thank you to Katie and Annika. Truly, two of my best friends. I could not have asked for two better teammates beside me. Our adventures have given us many memories filled with laughter and chocolate milk that I will forever hold dear in my heart. To Annika and Katie's families, who would always lend a hand when we needed it, thank you for the car rides, food, emergency sewing kits, and a hotel room when things went wrong. To Elvi Farms and the Andrew family, who have housed my animals for the past 11 years and allowed me to work on the calf team and the farm newsletter. To the Adane team, and especially Beth Meyer, who helped us at every event and made this program possible. And lastly, to the farmers. Every year, you put your trust in a promoter to spread the messages about dairy, and this year, I was that person. This program would not exist without the support of its dairy farmers, so I cannot thank you enough for your daily hard work. Thank you for trusting in me and giving me this amazing experience that I will reflect on in everything that I do. I will continue to advocate for the effort you put into this industry every day of the year, no matter the weather or occasion, because I know you will be feeding the world 1 gallon at a time. For the final time, my name is Gabriella Taylor, and it has been an honor to serve as the 2022-2023 New York State Dairy Ambassador. Thank you.
I'd actually like our whole state team to come on up. One last time, come on, we want to give you a nice round of applause. Come on up. Just an amazing group of promoters. I think I speak on behalf of our entire team when I say they're truly committed to dairy industry, and we're so happy for all the work they have done. Amazing, amazing. So actually, if I could have Annika stay up here with me. Now we're moving on to the most exciting part of the evening. All right, so it is my great pleasure to announce to you the 2023-2024 New York State Second Associate Dairy Ambassador, who will be receiving a $500 scholarship. Please welcome to the stage Isabella Esposito from Onondaga County. Awesome. Come on up, Katie. And next, the 2023 to 2024 New York State First Associate Dairy Ambassador receiving a $700 scholarship is Eliza Showgirl from Otsego County. Awesome. Come on up, Gabby. So it is my great honor to announce to you the 2023 to 2024 New York State Dairy Ambassador, who will be receiving a $1,200 scholarship. Please welcome to the stage Ariana Amen from Tioga County. Awesome, and now can I have all my new 2023 to 2024 New York State Dairy Ambassador team join us up on stage. I'll give you a nice warm round of applause. We're so excited to work with you all over the next 12 months to promote dairy. At this time, this concludes our evening. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. For all of our winners, please head to the back corner so we can get a photo with you. Thanks so much, everyone.